Hi, welcome to episode 4 of Life Steph. Unlike previous episodes, we're shooting this one from inside my very own home because this episode is going to go inside my very own soul. Let me just take you on a brief tour of what we're looking at right here. This is a wall that I tried to paint a much brighter shade of green, but I messed up and just went with it. This is a creepy swamp cooler that is perpetually broken. This is a chalkboard that I never use because I'm not fun or quirky. And this is a dead turtle named Winston, just like my cat. Today on Life Steph, we're going to talk about Life Steph and how it came to be, because I have to answer that question a lot and I usually just make up an answer. So this is the real one. But we're going to start that by talking about time travel. The first thing that I would do if I had a time machine is kill Hitler, obviously, because that's the moral duty of every time traveler. But the next thing that I would do is go back to West Jefferson Middle School in 2002 and stop my friend Jen from telling me that my hips were too wide for the rest of my body. Because I was in 7th grade and my whole body was doing things that it had never even done before. My brain was throwing hormones at me just for fun. I was on edge all the time and I was already a hot mess. So I didn't really need that, Jen. I would also hang out a little bit with middle school me and just give her a few other tips, like Miss the science teacher is crazy. Sometimes adults are crazy and you don't have to respect all authority. I would also tell myself, maybe don't wear the hiking boots with the denim mini skirt because it's not a good look. It's not punk rock. You don't look like Avril Lavigne, who incidentally also not punk rock. I would have given myself a little bit of a pep talk too, because middle school, 7th grade especially, was like just the weirdest time of my whole life. I would have said, hey, I know that you feel uncomfortable a lot. I know that like boys are doing crazy things. They're like a foot shorter than you and their voices are high and they're really annoying. And I know that the girls are mean because you're not wearing the right pants. And I know that every time you go home, you want to cry and then you want to laugh and then you want to scream all at the same time, and your parents are just staring at you because you're the oldest child and you're the first one who's gone through puberty. So you're kind of like a weird science experiment that no one knows what's going to happen. Not a good thing. I know all that is going on, but guess what? It gets better, Stephanie. I would have said that, and then I would have hopped in my time machine and gone to the future where I would have fought the Terminators. And then right after that, I would have come back here right now and tapped me on the shoulder. I think I might have died in the Terminator War. Oh well, it doesn't really get that much better. This isn't very uplifting, and I'm sorry. Like, a lot of things get a lot better. Like, puberty ends, that's good. I still run into a lot of stuff with my hips because I forget that I have them, and I still am breaking out all the time with zits. So whoever says those go away is a dirty liar. But otherwise it ends. The thing that hasn't gone away for me is that feeling of being uncomfortable, of feeling a little bit awkward in my own skin and a little bit like a weirdo, like I'm never gonna fit in, and it's a little uncomfortable. I'm 26 now. You'd think that would have faded. I don't think it's going to at this point. So in 2010-ish, I started blissfulthinking.org, my blog, and I started really writing about a lot of these things. That makes it sound like it's very live journal-y. I promise it's funny, I hope. It's a lot of jokes about how I just feel weird all the time and insecure, and the things that I feel weird about, like boys and flirting, and I'm sure there are other things going on in my brain. Just day-to-day interactions with humans and being a cat lady and how that's definitely happening to me. So I was surprised. I kind of wrote this, I started the blog for a project in school, but quickly a lot of people started commenting on it and reading it and really saying that they were identifying with it, which surprised me because I was very alone. That was part of the weirdness of being weird. So it was sort of delightful and enlightening to discover that there were all of these people out here who also feel uncomfortable in their skin in these situations and wanted to let me know and wanted to tell me stories about how they got through it, or just say that like this really resonated. And eventually, after I'd done this for a while, what I realized is that we need a place on YouTube for us to sort of find tips to get through these awkward situations, or me to say how I got through them or how I'm still struggling with them. Kind of just a place to commiserate and acknowledge that this is something that exists, that we all feel pretty weirdsies all the time. So everybody that I've talked to about this so far, including the newspaper during a very slow news week, or adults who are cool. I talked to a few of those. I got some cool adult friends. They all have agreed that this is something that needs to happen. Every single one of them has acknowledged that they have this weird, scared middle schooler deep inside of them who still doesn't want to be here today or participate in anything and just wants to go home. This is like a helpful thing for them, and also for maybe current middle school students that they know, which is pretty cool. So in a way, I am time traveling. I can't talk to past Stephanie. It's much too late for her. She's way screwed up by now. But I can talk to your inner middle schooler, and I can talk to mine and tell me it's okay. And I could maybe even talk to current middle schoolers who are probably feeling pretty weird. Sorry about that. It does get a little better, I promise. Basically, I just want everybody to know that there's a bunch of us out there. We all feel weird, and you're not alone. But you're gonna feel like you're alone because we're also all too insecure to tell you that you're not alone. So that stinks. But it's fine. You can come here and watch Life Steph. I'm just telling you all of this because I kind of want you to know where I'm coming from. I really want this channel to be helpful, first and foremost. But I also want it to be funny because I use humor as a crutch, and I'm scared to interact with any human without it. So no getting away from that. I think it's gonna be weird. It's heading that way. There was a dead turtle in this episode. And I know it's gonna be sweaty because that is already happening to me at this very moment. If that sounds like something that you would be into, if you have an inner middle schooler or an outer middle schooler, I don't know about you, this would be the time to subscribe to Life Steph. So it's definitely one of these days I'm gonna learn where it is under here somewhere. You can click that button, or you can visit me at blissfulthinking.org and read all about how awkward I feel constantly. You can do both of those things even. I didn't mean to say or. And you can visit me there. Okay. I'm very sweaty, so I'm gonna go.